Harrison Lemon III. Can you unmute yourself, please?
I believe he's sovereign.
I think so, too.
What gave away Judge the crayon sharpener that he wore in his head in his last appearance, or the paint dust that escapes his mouth every time he speaks in this one? Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today we have the conclusion from my previous video, where more sovereign citizen is going to try to use that there are no victims, so you can't tell me what to do defense, and it's going to work about as well as you thought it would. So let's begin.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Harrison Lamont Bay here on behalf of Harrison Lamont III.
Okay. All right. So let's call the case. We had an issue with summons and a jury. Where's the trooper?
You know what, Judge, unfortunately, I told him it was up tomorrow. I don't know what I was thinking. I said, we have a jury trial Friday.
It was up tomorrow.
Oh.
But this was the final pretrial to see if it was going to work itself out, but it's not, I'm sure.
Oh, because he just called me and asked me if he needed to appear, and I said, no, I can call him right back if you...
He's in here.
Oh, just,
Let's call the case.
Which guy is here? Okay.
Let's call the case. Let's put this all on the record.
I'm sorry.
The city of Detroit versus, strike that. This is the state of Michigan versus Harrison Lemon Bay the third. Case number SX 4195968, counts 1, 2, and 3. Appearance for the record, please.
Paula Cole on behalf of the people.
All right. Trooper Shields, can you put your appearance on the record for me, please?
It's Trooper Butchkaya who's on Clemens, and he's the one who called me, and I told him he didn't have to zoom in because it's
okay. Very well. Okay, very well. Mr. Harrison Lemon Bay the third, can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Harrison Lamont Bay, spelled all lowercase HARRISON space LE space MON space BEY. That is Harrison Lamont Bay. I am the surety on behalf of the principal debtor, Harrison Lamont III, spelled with all capital letters. For the record, Your Honor, I'm not familiar with the Harrison Lamont Bay III.
You could have fooled me, especially since you are before the judge answering to the matter that was called to the unfamiliar name that you claim to be ignorant of, and I'm not the only one that noticed either, because the judge is about to call him out on his underscore too.
It sounds like you're very familiar with them. You spelled it out. You said I'm Harrison Lamont Bay the third, or Harrison Lamont Bay on behalf of that and the surety of that. I mean, you sound like you're very familiar with them.
Your Honor.
Sound like and maybe I would guess that your mom probably named you Harrison Lamont Bay when you were born.
Your Honor, the name Harrison Lamont Bay III is a name that I am completely unfamiliar with. If this matter today is related to a name that is Harrison Lamont Bay III, I'm not authorized to speak on that name. I'm not trying to bring any type of controversy to the court or anything like that. I'm just simply here to be able to settle this matter and settle the charges and bring this matter to the close. That's it.
All right. Well, we can bring the matter to a close by taking an offer. We can give you an offer, Ms. APA Cole. You want to give Mr. I don't know how you want to be referred to, but Mr. Harrison Lamont Bay III an offer. You want to take that offer? We can satisfy it like that, or we can satisfy it like we had set for a jury trial. And the note that we received this morning was that from nobody's fault here, the court did not summons a jury for some reason or another. That's why we're not going to have that trial tomorrow. So we can schedule it for another jury trial if that's what you want, without knowing how you want to be referred to, Harrison Lamont Bay III.
Your Honor, again, just to be clear, Harrison Lamont Bay, here on behalf of the principal debtor, Harrison Lamont.
Being that you're making a special appearance on behalf of someone else, do you care to put your P number on the record? I mean, if you're licensed to practice law in the state of Michigan, then they would have assigned you a P number, so surely you have one right.
Okay, so Harrison Lamont Bay, what would you like to do?
Your Honor, I'd give the court notice. I'd really, I'm just looking for a plea of release today. Will you grant a plea of release?
No, I'll deny that. Okay, so how else you want to proceed? I gave you the two options, taking a plea or going to jury trial.
Do you disclaim the trust?
I don't know what that is.
My name is granted to the court for future return with my interest. I gave the court notice, and I'm here again simply just to be able to settle these charges and bring this matter to a closure.
Okay, and I gave you the
I don't
two
need-
ways you.
Pardon, self. I'm not looking to overspeak you either. So
No, I'm sorry. I gave you the two ways that you can settle it. You can settle it by taking a plea, or you can settle it by going to jury trial. I'm assuming that you want another jury trial because you said that the first time. But you got the option of Ms. APA Cole giving you an offer of taking a plea.
Just for the record, Your Honor, this is Paula Cole on behalf of the people. It's my understanding it's just two charges today, no operator's license and no insurance. And there was a violation of basic speed law, but that was an informal hearing. I just want to make sure I have the charges correct so that Mr. Bay is aware. And certainly I would be willing to work out an offer with him if he is interested.
Yeah, 16 to 20 in a construction zone.
Is that an informal hearing, or is that up today as well with the other two?
Well, if it's in default, I don't see any reason to set it aside because it's just, you know, we're you know, it just befuddles me how the sovereign people come in and they say that the court has no jurisdiction over them. And I guess you can make that argument, but the simple thing I ask in these cases is how, if the speed limit is 25 miles per hour, can you just go 50 and nobody can say anything to you and nobody can stop you and nobody can pull you over? If you run over a child, nobody can do anything to you because you're sovereign? I don't understand that.
Your Honor, I keep hearing well, two things. One, I heard pardon me again, I did not I missed the name, or I don't want to mispronounce the name of
APA Cole.
ADA Cole. I heard her make mention of an insurance matter. This is the first that I've heard of.
No, it's not insurance. I think she misspoke on the insurance. It is a no ops, no operator's license, so no driver's license. It is a speeding ticket, 16 to 20 over in a construction zone. It says you were doing, the allegation says that you were doing 55 in a 35 mile an hour zone. And then it's no plate, no expired plate.
Oh, I apologize.
So that record is corrected. All right, go ahead.
For the record, I did not violate the sole intent and spirit of the law. Nobody was injured and no property was damaged.
You are completely misunderstanding what is meant by spirit of the law, because laws are not put in place to punish people for damaging or injuring another party. They're put in place to prevent you from damaging or injuring another party. To begin with, like, for instance, reduce speed limits in construction zones designed to mitigate the potential for serious injury to the same men and women who make the road smooth and safe for you to operate your 1-ton deck conveyance.
Honor.
I understand that, but they didn't say any property was damaged. They didn't say that was the allegation. They said the allegation was that you were speeding 16 to 25 in a 16 to 20 in a construction zone, and they have you. It seems like they used the device to track your speed 55 to 35 in a 35. So it is laser. It's laser. So it's one thing if you suggest that wasn't me, they got the wrong car, or I wasn't there. It's other thing to suggest that the device is miscalculated and it wasn't working properly. I don't know what else is other defense that you could raise, but those are just two off the top of my head. And then, but other than that, I mean, other than outside of any other defense, do you say that you could just go 55 to 35 mile an hour zone?
Your Honor, again, my name is granted to the court for future return with my interest. Now, I hear you make mention of sovereign. I've heard you make mention of that term. Sovereign.
I mean, you may not be claiming sovereign. I don't know. That's just what I hear most of the time when I hear these arguments.
The judge is right. You can call yourself whatever you want. You can call yourself a sovereign citizen or a free man of the land or an American state national, or in the case of this Dick Flute, an indigenous Moorish American foreign national. It's all the same horseshit salad, just served with a slightly different dumb underscore dressing on top.
Your Honor, I'm a friend of the United States, not neutral, not anti-government. I physically reside, not statutorily, in the Union State in a non-military occupied area without the territorial jurisdiction and without the District of Columbia. I don't have a personal military. So I depend on the United States for protection and security found in Article 4, Section 4, making me subject to those protections. I spend a lot of time learning on how to comply with the law of both my creator and my government, not defiling and opposing those laws.
So let's apply a little common sense to his nonsense and break this down first. If you're an actual Moroccan diplomat from Morocco, then it should be as simple as showing your diplomatic immunity that was issued to you by the State Department. Second, since we can go ahead and eliminate option number one, let's evaluate that comment you made about relying on the American government for protection. You see, that's the spirit of the social contract, and it doesn't just apply to you. You rely on the government to protect your family and your property by developing laws like speed limits that reduce the potential for danger. However, you can't have your crayon pie and eat it too, because the government is not just going to develop laws to protect you and your family that everyone else has to follow. You also have to follow those laws to protect them and their family.
Let me stop you right there. You depend on the government for protection, right? Did you just say that?
That is correct. I did just say
okay,
that.
So you depend on the government for protection. So the government is saying they're protecting other people because Mr. Golson depends on the government for protection. APA Cole depends on the government for protection. Attorney Harris depends on the government for protection. They want to be safe, and they want their kids and their families to be safe. So when they cross the street, people are abiding by the speed limits and the laws of the government. And I'm not suggesting that these allegations are true, but let's just say for the sake of this argument right here that they are true, that you were born 55 and a 35, right? How are you able to do that and not have and suffer any repercussions and nobody else can?
Your Honor, I can't speak to that fact.
Okay.
Again,
So what do you want to do?
I am simply here because I am looking to settle this matter as easily and as amicably as possible. There was a charge that was brought against a name that is in trust, and these proceedings are damaging rights to possession, title, and interest in a private trust that only Inherent Equity has the sole exclusive jurisdiction to recognize. It's not so. If this is not a special court equity and it does not have jurisdiction over non-statutory trust here today, and I know the parties of the trust, and none of the parties of the trust are here today. That's why I came in today, looking for a plea of release and to settle this matter in good faith.
Hey, look, Hey, I'll tell you what, I might not be the sharpest knife in the drawer, and I'm probably, that went way over me right there, Mr. Bay.
Don't kick yourself too hard, Your Honor. You simply lack a brain smooth enough to understand anything he's saying.
Let me ask you this, you submitted this as an exhibit, sir? Did you submit these as exhibits? Is this your, this license plate picture here?
I can't see what that.
This is, it's labeled Exhibit C, page 1 of 1. It's got a Nissan car with a US dot 3940755 on there. Foreign, national, non-commercial, the Moorish Empire. Is that your plate?
Your Honor, that is the plate that is attached to the conveyance. Yes.
Okay, that's your plate, right?
Yes, that is.
Okay, where did you get this? Where did you get this plate from?
Your Honor, the car has attached to it a Department of Travel number.
I asked you, where did you get this plate from, sir? I didn't ask you about the car. Where did you get the plate from?
That's a private matter, Your Honor.
You submitted it as an exhibit.
I did submit the plate as an exhibit, Your Honor. I absolutely submitted that plate as an exhibit because it does speak to the fact that there was.
Okay, so on your exhibit, I'm going to find you. I'm going to find you responsible for the registered plate. I'm going to fine you $145 for that. So that matter's over.
Well, that's one way to snitch on yourself. Remove all reasonable doubt by submitting evidence to the court of your crimes on your own behalf.
Now we're dealing with the no ops and the speeding ticket. Now, I'm going to give you an opportunity to set a jury trial, or I'm going to give you an opportunity to take a plea on those two other matters.
Your Honor, so what you're saying is that there are now specific charges attached to each of the claims that were brought against the name Harrison Lamont III. Is that correct?
Yes, that's all I understand.
So upon tendering payment, I've given the court notice of subrogation and substitution. So upon tendering payment, those rights will be honored, correct?
I don't know.
Those rights be honored?
Upon tendering payment for the $145, then that'll cancel out the no registration. Upon tendering payment of $170, that'll cancel out the speeding ticket. And the other matter will have to be adjudicated. Because the one misdemeanor will have to be adjudicated, and the two civil infractions you can just pay and then close them out like that. And I'm gonna find you responsible based on your exhibit for the expired plate.
Your Honor, I did not see an expired plate. Your Honor, I was issued a ticket for an expired plate with the plate number EJL. The name was issued a ticket for the expired plate number EJL 7110. Is that correct?
I guess so. Go ahead, Counsel. I don't think he wants any representation.
I'm sure that he probably doesn't, but you're suggesting that he would have to pay a speeding ticket, and it sounds like that would be points. I don't want points associated with that. That would be bad.
He doesn't want. Do you want Ms. Harris to represent you, Mr. Bay?
Your Honor, I'm not looking for any representation.
Discussion in the breakout room. I don't have to represent you, but I just want to give you a little bit of assistance. Can I give you some assistance? Are you okay with that?
And Attorney Harris, you know that is in default, the speeding violation. And I would object to setting it aside at this point.
It's on the docket for today.
Your Honor, I hate to insert myself into this case. It is not my business. But if this person in front of us is not Harrison Lamont III, we just need to capious Mr. Harrison and move on. This gentleman is not an attorney, unless I'm sadly mistaken. He cannot represent anyone, including a name he's now made up for himself. He can only represent himself.
Put your appearance on the record, Counselor.
Alexis Schneider for the people, P80322.
Thank you.
All right. That sounds like a fair motion.
And that's viable, but we're also getting into a dangerous territory of unauthorized practice of law. And I don't want him to pick up charges for that or any penalty for that. Mr. Bay, can I
You wanna
talk to you in a
speak to-
breakout room, please?
I'm willing to
Mr.
have
Bay?
a conversation.
All right, very good. That's very good. I'm gonna put you in a breakout, a private room with Miss Harris. All right, now we got
Thank
to move on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, let's go back on the record with, I just don't mean any disrespect, but I just don't know how to address you, but I'll say Mr. Harrison Lamont Bay the third. All right.
Sure.
Go ahead, sir. So his name is, what is your name, sir?
Your Honor, my name is Harrison Lamont III. I prefer for it to be spelled capital H, lowercase a, R, R, I, S, O, N, and then Lamont to be spelled capital L, lowercase o, N, and that is the third.
Very well. Mr. Lamont the third, how do you want to proceed on the speeding ticket and on the no ops ticket?
Your Honor, I'm looking to settle all of these charges today. I do not want to go to trial. I'm not, again, I've said this several times. I'm not looking to create any controversy. I'm just looking to settle this matter as quickly and as amicably as possible and good.
All right, I don't think that you're willing, I don't say that you're, you don't want to be amicable about it. I mean, that you're any way disrespectful. You haven't been ever disrespectful. You were in your last time and very respectful. So you just have to either take the offer and plead to it. But the problem is it doesn't seem like you're going to want to plead to it and make an actual basis about it.
What is the offer, Your Honor?
Let's get APA Cole back in here and see what she's going to offer you. Now, APA Cole, Mr. Bay wants an offer to resolve the matter. What would his offer be? And we'll just one offer for all three.
I did, Attorney Harris did email me recently. It was expired plates, isn't that correct?
It's
My only
expired plates, speeding in 16 to 20 in a construction zone and a no ops ticket.